Shalom everyone. It's a bit after midnight, already 4th of July here in Israel, so happy Independence Day there in America. Haven't updated for a long time, but I have some crazy news to share with you. It seems like we're going to an agreement in Gaza. Unfortunately, we don't really know all the details, and unfortunately, it's not going to be like a full agreement with all the hostages back. But basically, it looks like there's going to be a ceasefire, and at least at the beginning, 8 will come back, and then 2 more, and there will be negotiations about the rest of the living hostages and the dead bodies that Hamas keep there. It is super frustrating for Israelis to hear it because we all understand that as long as Hamas is controlling Gaza, we have a huge problem. They haven't and they will never change their intentions to kill us, to destroy us, to kick us out of here. And this is something we cannot live next to. We can't be here with them next to us anymore. And this is something that many people don't understand around the world yet. There's a guy named Piers Morgan. He has a show and he is horrible. He is horrible. He doesn't understand. He doesn't get what Israel has been doing in Gaza. There's a lot of information. Some of it is lies, some of it is true about the numbers of the dead people coming from Gaza. And many people, it's very touching because they're talking about kids and they're talking about civilians. No one really knows the truth because that's Hamas sharing the numbers, and we found their numbers already not true. But it's also misunderstanding the concept over here. What are we doing there? We are getting rid of a threat of existence to us. That's what we're doing. What can we do that this threat is holding kids in front of the front line and using them as human shields up until now under hospital? And everyone heard the cliches in hospitals and schools and in houses and everything. You already know it. But that's amazing to see people that thought, for them October the 7th was something horrible, and now it's not existing. October the 7th is not there, and we should go for peace and everything. There's no peace as long as they want to destroy us. This leads me to talk about Iran, and it seems like, again, something I've been sharing a lot, and if you're going to go back to my YouTube channel, you can see it. As long as the Pentagon's reports are true, we stop the nuclear program for at least a year or two. But I think this is not the issue. The issue is mainly the intentions. Mainly, as long as they want to destroy us, the Iranians, the Iranian regime, we still have the threat. And the most problematic thing is the missile program and the proxy program. The Iranians were very close to start October 7th on steroids from all around Israel, which means around in Lebanon and in Syria, and you just saw the security. Our guard of the community was driving behind me. In Syria, they were all supposed to attack together with Hamas on October 7th. Hamas were not patient enough. Yahya Sinwar was not patient enough to wait for all the others, and they actually screwed their plan. But they're still planning on doing it. And this is the problem we have here in Israel. And the world has to understand it. And the world has to speak very clear against this desire of destroying Israel. We don't hear it enough. Maybe you guys, because you like Israel and you know it, but this is something that is very problematic. I want to give a little advice. Many people asking me, Yoav, so how can I talk to young people who shout free Palestine? And first of all, they're not pro-Palestine, because if they were pro-Palestinians, they would obviously will shout things against Hamas, because Hamas brought the Palestinians to a crazy situation that they might have to leave Gaza because it's impossible to live there. But how can you reach these people? You need to first of all learn yourself the situation of what does it mean to be an Israeli, and put them in the situation I live in. That someone who wants to kill me all the time, threatened me since I was born. I'm telling you, Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, was shooting rockets at me since I was born in '82, and that's something that we have to tell someone. Okay, So you have someone, you don't want to shoot. There's a school in front of you right now, in front of your home, and there's kids over there, and there's terrorists that are going and not just taking the kids as hostages, they're teaching them a lot of evil against you and convincing them that you are the evil. And now they're going to put rockets in the windows aiming at you. These kids are helping the terrorists, maybe because they're afraid or maybe because they've been brainwashed. What would you do? They're about to push the trigger and shoot the rockets at you. What would you do? And that's the situation. You are going to get killed by these rockets. What do you do? That's a horrible situation that Israel is stuck in. And that's what's happening in Gaza for the last almost 2 years. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about politics, and the main question is whether the agreement that we are seeing is a political agreement that Netanyahu is trying to go to elections or something. And a week ago, Trump was declaring that Israel should cancel Netanyahu's trial, and this is something that many Israelis felt a little bit. Don't get into it. It's too complicated. There's too many things that involve in here. There's a trial with few cases and few cases that hasn't got to the court yet, with maybe a bribe with foreign countries, with a lot of money here involved. I'm not saying that we don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know, and obviously there's these cases that are running in trial is 1,000, 2,000, and 4,000. Which one of them was for bribe, but it seems like the bribe will not happen. But there's a lot of misbehaving as a leader, as a representative of the parliament, and that's something that Israelis for many years didn't have as leaders that will get from people things that worth a lot of money for, if they get it for something that's wrong, and this is the main case in I think in the court now. Netanyahu is going to America next week, and it's going to be super interesting. I really hope that there will be much more than just agreement with Gaza. It will bring also Lebanon and Syria and Saudi, and that's the way to finish, and basically to bring victory over terrorism. One thing is Saudi, the other one is Lebanon and Syria, to create an alliance, a strong relationship between all the countries, and this will also show the Palestinians they have to get off the tree, like we say in Hebrew. They will have to accept their conditions and the reality that they are left with what was offered to them. They were always offered much more since 1920s and 30s and 40s, and always said no because they wanted the Jewish state will not be here. Meanwhile, I think I'm going to go to bed soon, but I do want to encourage all of you again to keep on asking questions. I'm going to prepare some videos a little bit more during daylight time, showing you some Israeli sites, some stuff. Some people starting to ask about tours. Maybe I'll have some work next week. Pray for it. It will help us to survive July and August. Thank you for people that are thinking of us and sending us amazing words and always praying for us. And thank you for if you know people coming to Israel, send them to me. We need it. We hope they will get amazing service and driving and guiding, and there's a lot of new things to see in Israel. Come, even if you've been here not a while ago, that's the best time to come to organize everything. September is great and it's open for me. I'm available. Just book your tour. I know some trips are planned for October and November. There's a tour that I'm helping to promote together with Pastor Sammy Lopez in November. So stay tuned, and we're gonna go and show you some more of Israel soon. I promise. We're getting into the first weekend of the summer break, so it's gonna be fun, maybe with the kids, and maybe we'll show you something. We'll cook. We'll see if we're gonna have some time to cook something, for sure, for Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom, Happy Independence Day, and finally an agreement, and we'll see some hostages back, hopefully all of them, as soon as possible. Bye-bye for now.